G'day guys, welcome back. It's acrylic pouring day. Yay! It's swiping day. So I've got this big canvas. It's probably a 50 by 60 centimetre by the looks of it that I dug out of my cupboard. I'm just going to move those. Now I'm going to do, because it's springtime here in Australia, I'm going to do a very bright pour with a white swipe. I did one, I think probably this time last year, and it was probably one of everyone's favourites, so I'm going to do it again. Now I've got purple, pink, I've got a red, an orange, a yellow, a green. Let's move you down a bit. What am I going to do? I'm going to do these two. Gosh, look at that. They're just about, oh, there we go. They all fit in. Just. So they are all the Mont Marte studio paints. Now, when I mix my paints for a swipe, I do them much thinner than I would for a flip cup pour. So a flip cup pour, I do 1:1. This one is 1.5 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. So that's what I do. And then with my white swipe, it's thinner again. Your swipe color has to be thinner. It's 2:1, 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. My pouring medium is my usual, 60% glue and 40% water. And I've added 4 drops of spot on treadmill silicone oil to each of my colors. Just give them a quick stir again, because the silicone wants to come to the surface. I don't know if you can see just out here. I've had to like put the tripod up as high as I can, and if I go any higher I can't see there. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to put the colors, instead of doing them this way and then swiping over them, and then the purple goes over the pink, goes over the red, goes over the, and they kind of all mix up like that. This one that I did a little while back, that was this black swipe. So I put the colours this way and then I swiped over them, which is really pretty. But today I'm going to do something a little bit differently, because I don't want the colours all to mix. I am going to do that one again in white as well. So this time I'll just get started. This time I'm going to do something a little bit differently. So I'm going to put my colours this way. Purple. Just want to put some colours out first and just see how we go for room before I put everything out. Red, and I'm leaving gaps so that I can then add to it, and then the blue is going to be down here, and then the turquoise, and then next to the turquoise is going to be the green. It's a beautiful spring colours. And then the yellow. So as I said, I started 1:1, but some colours, like, they're all a bit different. This orange was so thin, I had to actually do 1:1 to thicken it up. It was really quite thin. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use up all these colours. So now I'm just going to put a little bit, I'm going to kind of blend them a little bit, so that, because the thing is, when you're swiping this way and you put your, I'm going to put the white in the middle, I'm going to swipe that way and swipe that way, you're only going to get orange, 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 red, 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 red. You know what I mean? It's not like when you're swiping this way, you're going to get a mixture of all the colours. So I'm just going to put a little bit of each of this other colour just over the top, like that. And just try and mix it up a little bit, otherwise it might be a little bit on the boring side, you know what I mean? That's that one. So I'm just going to basically go with that colour on that, that colour on that. I had to do a bit differently there because I didn't have another colour to go that way, so I had to go that way, but you know what I mean. All right, and then I'm just going to tilt the canvas and start blending these colours a little bit. Not a lot. Oh, nearly dropped it. Not a lot. I want to basically keep, you know, my colours in their rows, but just a little bit of extra colour. Now red on the pink, or that's actually magenta to be exact. And then the magenta on the purple. See what I did there? Oh gosh. All right, now I'm going to see if I can just use up a little bit more of my colors. I put a little bit of view on there, so I get a little bit more interest, but basically it's kind of, you know, the rainbow-ish color going that way. Rather than just having one color with the white swipe over the top. There's that one, and then I need the green on this one. And then, oh, the blue's already on that one. Okay, let's go with a little bit of, more of the magenta up this end, hey, just to kind of balance it out. I think that'd look pretty. All right, now I'm just going to finish off my colors, use up what I've got. Big canvas, it's going to take a lot of paint. I'm just basically just filling in the gaps here now. So fast forward if you don't want to watch this bit, it's not particularly exciting. What's next? Blue. Gotta make sure I've got enough paint, you see, to get over the corners and things. So I will tilt it, but I don't want to lose my sort of stripes that I've made too much. Stripes of colour. So what I did with the colours in these cups, I did 90 grams of my pouring medium, and then I did 60 grams of paint. And that gave me the amount that I needed. Well, I thought that's what I needed anyway. You never know until you actually get the paint on the canvas. You know, I'd rather have a little bit more and then tilt it off rather than be short on colour. Just bear with me while I get this paint out. Try and be as quick as I can. Oh, we're still taping while we're here. Yeah, we're still going. So, yeah, I'm going to put the white down the center and I swipe down, I'm going to swipe up. And then I think what I'll do, I might do some little balloon dips, but I'll have to wait until the paint thickens up a little bit because this is really thin paint. And if I try to balloon dip on such thin paint, it's not going to work. You know, the paint's just going, where I make the dip with the balloon, the paint's just going to kind of run back in. And it's not going to actually give us that really pretty flower effect. So just need to wait until the paint thickens up a little bit. So yeah, I mean, you won't have to worry about waiting, but for me, I will go and make some molds or have a coffee, or I'll have to do something and then come back probably a few hours later. And finish it off. So those of you that have been doing balloon dips, you'll probably know what I mean about having to wait, otherwise your colour just all falls back in. All right, let me get rid of those. Look at my hands, I've got rainbow hands. Wipe my hands, and then we'll get started. That looks really pretty. I've got a lot of paint on there. Cleaning my hands off. Alrighty, so the next thing we need to do is cover the canvas. So it's basically covered, but we'll just do a little bit of walking the paint to cover all those little gaps that we had in the center. Now I've got to go over the edge because, you know, you want your edges to be done as well. So over the edges. The sides, I'll just do some finger painting, push some paint off the sides. Make sure they're done. Are you done? Yes, you're done. All right. There's a lot of paint on the surface there. Let's come back this way. If you leave too much paint on the surface, two things are going to happen. The paint will crack because the top will dry, especially in warm weather like what we're having in Queensland at the moment. The top will dry and the bottom will still be wet, so that it'll crack. Yeah, and then always your cells will get really, really big as well if you've got too much paint, because they pop up and there's a lot of paint, so they can spread a lot as well. Now I'm just going to get the weight back to the center. I'm going to come back this way and I need to get that blue over the side a bit. Push it over. Make sure we've got the sides and the corners covered. I think we're good to go, you guys. I think we're good to go. All right, and I'll just try and straighten this back up again. You can see how much paint I've got there in the center. It's going to actually take a little bit more off. So you don't want to have too many problems. You didn't need that much paint after all. Okay, that will do. Oh, this is exciting. Haven't got much room down this end for my paper towel to sit, to catch my wet paper towel. I'll just make sure we're still in frame for you. Oh, I'm going to stand on tippy toes just to have a little look to see. I think that'll do. I might just make a little pile over here on the side with my wet paper towels. So I've got water in my spray bottle there, and just going to make a little pile there to put my wet paper towel on. Right, are we ready? Now, is my white. There's no silicone oil in my white. You can put the oil in the swipe colour and not in your colour, but I'm done it the other way around today. Okay, so here we go. Oh, where's my centre? Oh, where's my centre? It's not really going to matter. It won't really matter. Right, a little bit of white. Like so. Okay. Right, now the fun begins. I've got my paper towel. I'm just going to do one piece at a time. And I'm not going to use the serrated edge. Quite often I use the serrated edge, but I'm just going to use the flat edge this time. I'm going to put it over here. I'm just going to actually spray the top, just the top inch. I'm hoping I haven't put too much white on there now. May have. Let's take some of that off. Whoa! You gotta be careful not to put too much swipe colour on, otherwise you just see white. That's all you see. You don't get any colours. I'll just drip that. Right, let's do that again. I'll drip that in the paint. Should have just used a little bit. You only need a little bit, but see, it was sinking. That's why I thought I'd put a bit more on, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We shall just wait and see what happens. Here we go. Oh, now I've got blue in that. It's because I've got blue down here. All right, I'm going to have to do another one. You can't have any colour on your swipe paper. Try not to anyway. But again, it probably won't matter because I'm going to be doing some balloon dips in the centre. Now I want to use half of this white. So just touch the white if you can. And off you go. I'm trying to go straight, but I always kind of wiggle. I get a bit of a wiggle. All right. Okay, that one's done. I'll put that over here on my little pile of dirty papers. Alrighty. I'm going to run out of paper because I cut up enough to do this area, but I think I'm going to need some more. Alright, here we go. Okay, now overlap this a little bit because you don't want that colour coming over. So make sure you overlap it just a little bit. It's a bit tricky to hold, but just do your best. Try just to get the white. And off you go. The white just sort of glides over the top of the other colours. Okay, that's that one done. How's it looking so far? And then the last one on the side. Gosh, how am I going to turn this around? It's going to be tricky. I might need one of you to jump down and help me to turn this canvas. Alright, that's that one done. Alright, let me see if I can turn you around now, canvas. Bear with me, guys. I just have to do it really carefully. I need to swipe towards myself, you see, that's the thing. Is that where I had it? I'll have to come around and make sure that you're back in frame again. Oh, look at that. That's not bad, is it? Not too bad. All right, here we go. So I've got a lot of white in the center there still. Never mind. I'm sure it'll still be fine. Spray another sheet. I'm going to have to grab another couple of sheets though, because I don't have enough now. All right. Here we go. Take the white again. And drag. And see how we've got that thicker white center there? Oh, I just stood on paint. I must have dropped some when I turned it. Let me get the paint. Oh, it's orange paint on the floor. I just stood in it. Oh, it's from here. Okay. Oh, I need to get another sheet of paper. I think I left a little bit too much paint on the surface. You know, when I was tilting, I should have tilted a little bit more off. Like I knew I should have, because it was like really swishing around, but I didn't want to waste it, so I kind of left it. And then when I put the white on, it sunk into that colour. So that's why I've got a little bit more white there than what I would normally like to use. But it'll still work. It'll still be really beautiful. All right, see, I picked up a little bit of colour there instead of just the white. But again, it's not going to matter. I'm going to get balloons and dip through the center. I'm not going to get flowers because there won't be any cells in the center because it's too thick there. Just going to put a little bit of white there just to cover that blue, otherwise I'll be pulling that blue through. I may still be pulling that blue through. No. All right, last one. Okay. Oh, we're done. There's a little blob in that one. Now, if you see the side there, there's a little bit more blue on the sides. It's just where the way the canvas sort of rolls over. I personally don't go over that again and that again, because what's going to happen is you're going to put the paper there and then you're going to get a ridge in here. So, you know, you try and fix something and then something else goes wrong, so to speak. So I think it's easier just to leave it. Right, now the torching time. Let me just clean up here and move my stuff away. All right, now the wonder of the swipe. Is that a blob? There's a little blob of unmixed paint there. That's all right. Right, now, torch. Now, this is where you can decide how many cells you want by torching a lot. I'm just going to give it a quick little torch, though, just to see how reactive the paint is with the silicone in it. So I'll just go over real quick, not too close, otherwise you'll get a whole heap of cells and you'll have Cell City. So we'll just... And then you can start again, go over again, depending on how many cells you want. See, I'm torching in the middle there, but I'm not going to get any cells because the white's really thick there in the center. So you don't get cells popping through when your paint's really thick. It just can't come through, especially when you've got a really dense, really dense, heavy paint like a white, because it's an opaque. So what's happening here with the cells is the white opaque paint is dropping down around the semi-transparent paint. So basically the cells pop up through that white. But yeah, I'm not going to get any cells through that white, which I knew about. I knew that was going to happen. Alright, that'll do me. That'll do. So here it's much thicker in the white on this side, but that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that. I'll take you down for a bit of a close-up so that you can have a look at the cells. And you could just leave it like that if you wanted to. But I personally want to come back with my balloon. And at the moment I've only got this little water balloon that it's a balloon that I filled with water. That I used the other week, but for the center I want to do bigger balloons, and I'm gonna just dip in here where there's try and get no cells, so I'll get like a starburst, whereas if you dip into a cell, all the cells kind of join together and you get a petal. So I can't get my glove off. Can't get my glove off. Just take it off. I was going to save it, but I can't save it. Alright, I'll bring you down for a bit of a close-up look at these cells. Now, like I said, you could just leave it like that if you wanted to, because it's really pretty. But I want to do some balloon dips. So you can see there's the purple into the magenta. Now we're going into the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the turquoise, and the blue. And then there's a tiny bit more magenta in the end there, just because I thought that would look pretty, because that last blue really didn't have much else in it. So this side has probably got a little bit more white on it than the other side. Again, that's probably because I just put a little bit too much white on. There we go. And we don't worry about things like this because I'll just dip into them. I mean, if you wanted to, you could just put a blob of white onto that to cover it if you weren't going to balloon dip, but because I am, I'm not concerned about that. So there we go. All right, I've got some molds to make to send out, so I'm going to go and do that, and then I'll come back to you in a few hours once this has had a chance to thicken up a bit and set up a bit. So yep. We'll see you soon for the next stage of this painting. Righto, it's probably only been a couple of hours actually. So hopefully it'll be all right. I've blown up the balloon, and then I've got my little water balloon still there. Pop that on the side there. Hopefully you can see me. That's just for wiping the balloon off. So I'll start by doing some through the center. I may actually incorporate, say, that cell with those cells and like do a little bit of a flower. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's just that there's more area there, and then there's area here that I'm obviously going to have to incorporate the cells there. But I'll just do a little one to begin with, and we'll see what happens. And hopefully the paint's had a little chance to set up. Look at that. If you had another canvas, you could make a really pretty painting. Just going to wipe that off. So you can see that the paint is kind of pulled up like that, and it's made a little thick mound there. So that's a bit thick still. So what we do is we go in on that again and dip a few times. So it's looking better there. So you may have to just, dip a few times depending on the look you want. But you can see how it's just like a starburst. There's no cells incorporated into that, so you don't have petals. And I think I'm probably going to have to really Oh, I don't think, I was going to say I was going to have to clean it off before I dip again, but it won't matter. All right, let's do it again. Now, I may just sort of go slightly off center so that it's not totally centered. Oh, look, we got some pink there. Wipe that off. Go again. I'll try and speed things up a little bit now that I've sort of talked you through the first one. So basically just keep going until you're happy with the look that you're getting. Still got a lot of paint there though. I think, you know, you'd probably have to leave it, say, 8 hours really, for that paint to sort of thicken enough so that it won't do that, fall back in on itself. But I want to get this video up today because I didn't get one up yesterday, and I feel bad that because I had to go to work yesterday, and I feel bad that I didn't get one up for you yesterday. All right, now this is where, oh, go away fly. I could try, see, it's tough there. I think I'm going to incorporate those cells there like that. See what happens when you touch a cell? I mean, what you could potentially do, I guess, is put a little bit of white on that. If this doesn't work, I'll just dip over it again. It's like, there's no right or wrong. Yep, that kind of worked. I sort of feel as if I need to put a tiny bit of white just on this, a little bit of blue just there. Certainly go through your paper towel though. Move those out of the way. Those are wet now. All right, so now I'll go again. There you go, look at that. So you can't even see where that cell was or where that little blue piece was. So you can just, you know, keep a bit of your white so that you can do little touch-ups if you need to. Now, don't dip too much. If you dip too much, you'll end up having a bald spot there in your canvas. And I'm going to have to cover this one a little bit. It's not a very attractive cell anyway. I was trying for cells there and I kind of over torched. That's why I've got some not too attractive cells there, because I've over torched them. Okay, that's incorporating that cell there. Can't do much about that one. Oh well, I could try and do the same as I did before and add that extra white. You've got to get the outside of that cell though. So that when you do dip, you're getting the white on the outside. I don't know whether that'll be successful or not though. Now I've incorporated that one. Oh my gosh. It doesn't really matter, does it? Let's just move on over here. Let's just move on. Come back and fix those little things up later on. Now, if you get a cell, well, you can either spend a bit of time tidying it up, or you can just live with it. Oh, look at that. Or you could just get a bigger balloon and incorporate the cells on each side, which, I mean, I still may do. We'll see what happens. See what happens. But it's your piece of artwork, you know. You're the one that has to like it. So do whatever makes you happy, you know. Don't say, oh, but Julie says you can't incorporate a cell. It's your art. You do what you want with it. I'm just pushing a little bit harder now on each one just to kind of spread it all out a little bit more. Alrighty. Okay, so that's, I'm pretty happy with that. The other thing you can do also is, see, that's included that little cell there, you could just put some white there just to break that so it doesn't look as if it's incorporated, if you know what I mean. You could just do something like that, just so that that's a cell and that's a balloon, and then kind of have to just go again just to, oh, no, I've still grabbed it. Oh gosh. All right. Now, I think what I'll do is, I kind of feel as if I want to get a bigger balloon and make bigger ones now. I might do that. I'm just going to wipe this. Actually, I'll just leave it there. So what I'm going to do now is I want to do some little balloon dips. But before I do that, I do want to just fix this up. I think because I've got that there, those there. Wish you could tell me, do you think I should incorporate? I kind of think I do. I might go and get another balloon because it's quite a big canvas. I think it could do with having bigger balloon dips in the center. I'm just going to blow up a balloon. And actually, I won't put you on pause. I'm just going to grab a balloon from my balloon drawer. It's just a packet of balloons. Doesn't say what size. Got some gold ones and some grey ones. Let's go with the gold one. So they're just your normal regular size balloon. And this time I'll go bigger, because the bigger your balloon, the bigger the base, and it's going to incorporate more, like a bigger area. So a smaller balloon will obviously, surface area is much smaller. Bigger balloon, the surface area is bigger, so you're going to get more incorporated. All right, let's see if I can tie a knot. I'm just going to do it over here in case I drop it in my painting. There we go. Ta-da! So you can see it's quite a lot bigger. Now I need to put some more bits of paper down. Just going to get some more. We'll see what that looks like. Hey? I probably, I have this idea of what I think I want, like just little starbursts in the center, and then it changes, you know. But now because I'm doing bigger ones, I probably only need, because what I got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably don't need that many now. All right, again, I'm going to see if I can off-center them a little bit, okay? So here we go with the purple one. I'm going to try and pick up that and that, if I can. Oh, there we go. Well, I didn't get this one. I got that one. All right, let's try this red one now. Push straight down, straight up. Try not to, you know, move your balloon. I can actually see through this balloon, so I can see which cells I'm actually incorporating because I've cleaned it off, so I can actually see which cells it's touching through my balloon. All right. Now these ones are getting a little bit close to each other here, hey? Trying, this one will have to go off to the edge a little bit there. There we go. What do you think? All right, so I'm going to leave it like that. I think if I take any more paint off, see, I can almost see the canvas through there. So I'm just going to leave that like that. I actually like that. I've got, you can see here, it's getting more color sort of being pulled in from the sides, and we're getting some cells pulled in. I would like this cell pulled in though. I may have one more go with that one. Put a little bit of white on that just for some interest, and see if I can go one more time and see if I can get this cell here as well. Got it! I got it! I don't like the white dots now. Oh gosh. Hard to keep me happy, isn't it? Hard to keep me happy. I have to go over that one again. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to the little balloon now. The little water balloon. I like having the small ones a little bit heavier in weight. All right, now this is the fun bit. What you need to do is you need to have a look at your area. You can basically dip into a cell that you don't like I don't like that one there. So pick the ones that you don't like first, but also you need to, actually I'll draw it. Hopefully you can see. So if you've got a cell there, a cell there, a cell there, cell there, cell there, try and put your balloon in the middle. That way you're going to incorporate all these cells, okay? There's no point sort of having your balloon like that, your cells like that, and then you dip here. You're only going to get these two, and then over here there's nothing. So try and go in the middle. Hopefully you can see that. Try and go in the middle of an area of cells. So that's all I can say to you, is do that. I'm not going to push very hard. I just want little flowers here. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? I'm just going to go through and do a few. I'll let the paint sort of settle. I'll have to go over them again, but I'll just let them settle for now. Wipe that off. I'll try and speed it up a little bit, you guys. So just remember, go into the center of a group of cells. You can try and pick up all those cells around it. I'm not going to do too many, I don't think. There's no cells on that side there, so I'm not going to get any colour on that side, but I really didn't like that cell. Oh gosh, alright, here we go. This is a nice little spot to do. Get pretty cells, pretty little petals on that one. Wiping off my balloon. I'm going to try and wipe your balloon off so that you're not mixing your colours, because you're trying to take the paint off there. You don't want to be having paint on there and then putting it back on. You know, you're trying to reduce the amount of paint that you're having on the canvas, not put it back. And if you, like I said, if you've got another canvas, you can dip straight onto another canvas if you so desire. Just want to see if I can do something. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? There's a little bit of, it's a little blob of paint just here. I'm just going to put that there and put that there. I don't know if this is going to work, but I just picked up a little blob of paint from my puppy piddle pad. And then see if that'll sort of make a petal there. I don't know if it will, but we'll see. No, it needs to be a cell. It's all right. If you particularly wanted to like have petals on that side, you put a bigger balloon there and incorporate that cell and that cell. All right, so I've got, I'll do one, I sort of off center them a little bit. I'm going to do one more about here. And then I'll go to the other side now. Walk around. Go fly. I don't like that there, so that smudgy bit. Go away, fly. So I'll have to think about what I can do with that. Now I would like to incorporate these two cells here, so I'll push a little bit harder. There we go. And don't like that there, that cell, so I'll just go in the middle there and that'll just sort of pull that cell that I don't like. And you just have to do it a few times until you get enough of the paint off. You'll know. You'll know when you've got enough paint off, because your pattern won't stay. Like your little petals will go all wobbly. So you know when you can stop. Right, now, where else? Where else? Where else? Love that corner. Look at that corner. It's got the most amazing cells on that corner there. There's a nice little spot right in the center. I will bring you down for a close-up in a minute. Now I'm going to go over these flowers again and get a little bit more paint off. I need another sheet of paper. It's a good idea to have lots of sheets of paper towel cut up and ready to go. well, torn off, not necessarily cut up. Still don't like this one. I'm going to do that. Okay. And again. Look, there's some that you're not going to really like, and then there's others that you really will like, so just do your best. It's art. It's never going to be perfect, you know. It's abstract. So just take off a little bit more paint there. Are we still taping? I always get worried when you guys are so quiet. No one answers me. All right, need a bit of paper over here on this side to wipe my little balloon on. So if you want a bigger flower, just push a little bit harder, and that'll obviously make your surface area bigger. What do you think so far? Do you like it? Some of you may have, you know, preferred it without the flower dips, just a plain stripe, which is fine. But I just had in my head spring and spring flowers, you know, in a pretty little fairy garden with little fairy kisses. That's kind of what I had in my mind, that I wanted to see if I could bring it onto the canvas. I wonder what would happen if I dipped that into that. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. Actually, I'll do that again, because it was quite a big blob of blue there. So I'll take a bit out of this one. Put it into that one, and back into that one. Yep, no reason why you can't do a double flower. No reason at all. See, I don't like that, so I'm going to have to do something with that one. So I think what I'll do is I'll go into here again and get some of this blues and purples and things, and we'll go back into there, like so. That's pretty. No reason at all you can't do your double flowers. This one needs a little bit of work here as well. So just pick a colour that's similar. It just looks like a double flower, doesn't it? As long as you're picking the same colours. Like, you wouldn't go and put orange in that one. They just pick similar colours. And there we go. This one's got a big block of yellow just there that I don't like. Let's see if I can do something with that one. Oh, that's better. That's better. All right, I should probably stop now, she says, as she keeps going. Oops, that one slipped because I wasn't right over it. It's a good idea to use two hands, straight down, straight back up, so that you don't slip. You don't want your balloon to like skid like that. Just need a little bit more colour off here. Don't need any more anywhere else. As we use it up. I'm just taking a little bit more colour off now. I don't need to put any more back in the centre. I'm happy with that. Just reducing the amount of colour of paint that I've got in my flowers here, in my petals. So you can do it quite a few times, can't you, before you've actually taken too much paint off. But you just keep doing it until you're happy with your flower design. Like I said, there's no right or wrong. You're the one that's got to be happy with it. And I can see that I've still got a lot of paint on there because my petals were kind of going wobbly. So see, that's good now. The petals are staying nice and straight, sharp. All right, that's it. I think I'll just do one over here in this corner down here, because I've got a lot sort of up here, so I'm just going to need something down here a little bit. Whoa, I don't want to scrape that on my canvas. Gosh, this is so pretty. I really like this. Do you guys like this one? I know it's a little bit more work, you know, you have to come back, you've got to wait, you've got to come back, then you've got to do quite a few dips, get that paint off. But if the canvas was drier, you wouldn't have to worry about that. Should probably stick to the purple there instead of the blue. Running out of places to clean this. Haven't done that before, like put it onto there. I like that idea. I do. Look at that. I like that idea. Right, I think I've had enough now, guys. What do you think? Do you like it? The only one I don't like is this here. Still struggling with this one just here, only because it hasn't really got too many petals in it. There we go. Now it's incorporating a few little petals there. Oh no, I didn't clean my balloon off properly and I got some green on it. Oh no. See, that's what happens when you don't clean it off properly. Oops, see, now I'm going down to paint, down to the canvas. I have to put that back. Put some of that paint back. That's what happens when you do it too many times. You end up with a bald canvas. Alright, so that one I'm going to leave now. Happy with it. Look at the mess I've made. Alright, now done. I'm going to bring you down. Hopefully you didn't find that too boring. All those balloon dips. It's a lot of fun. It is, it's a lot of fun. Look at them. Look at that. This one. See, there's no, where? There's no, look at my finger. There's no cells on that side. I guess I could have pushed, I could incorporate, I might push a little bit harder and incorporate those there. What do you think? See if I can do this one-handed. Whoops, it slipped. It's because I'm not doing it two-handed. How's that? Straight down, straight back up. Yes, that's good. Look, now we've got little petals over here. It's hard to know when to stop, you guys. Put the balloon down, woman. Now I kind of feel as if I want to incorporate a few more of those, like do bigger, incorporate a few more. But it's got to be careful though that I don't, you know, make it bald. Okay, see that? See that? It's picked up those little ones on the side there. So, but you know, you don't have people watching you. You can take your time more. Like that one, like that one. You could push a bit harder and incorporate this cell as well, because it's not a very attractive cell, so I might do that one as well. And stretch over. Oh gosh, it's a bit glary. That one there. If I can do this one. I have to push really quite hard to incorporate that cell as well. I got it! I got it! It's like a little eye. Alright, and then that's the middle one. Yeah, I did the little one on top of the big one there. So it just looks like petals on a flower. Love that one. That one worked out really nicely. Actually, let's go down the center first. Really pretty colors there. Actually quite like that double petal look. It's raining. That magenta against the turquoise there looks really pretty. That one looks like a dragonfly. That one's not my favourite, but hey, we'll just deal with it. And there we go. Right, so there it is. That was a bit of a long video, wasn't it? You guys can fast forward if you want to. So there she is. And you can definitely see we've got the blue and the, what did we start with? Oh, it's because I've turned it around. We've got the blue and the turquoise, we've got the green, we've got the yellow, the orange, the red, and then going into the magenta and the purple. So there we go. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this one. Maybe you didn't like the balloon dips, maybe you just liked the plain swipe. And I will do another swipe like this one, but I'll do it with white. Yeah, because that one's really pretty. See how the cells are really small? My mix was a lot thicker, so I've got really small cells. So it just depends what you like, hey? All right, love you and leave you. I'm going to go and sit down. I've had a busy morning. Can sit with my dogs, maybe watch a movie. And I will see you all real soon for the next video, okay? Love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.